anything that contains, if you must enjoy your rest, you must occupy, is what I call the spirit of takeover.
Please subscribe to the Fruitful channel.
And that is when the choir was singing, I was smiling. That is the spirit to invade the space, the spirit of takeover. Somebody shout takeover. In Matthew chapter 5 from verse 13 to verse 16, Jesus began to explain the spirit and the meaning of takeover. Yeah, the salt of the earth. Yes, he said, if the salt loses its savor, he said, where we shall be salted, is therefore good for nothing, and be cast out and trodden under the feet of men. Verse 14, he said, you are the light of the world. A city set upon a hill. God calls you a city. Why will you die a village? God calls you a nation. Why will you die a community? A city, that is takeover. Takeover is when you suddenly appear and you occupy. You are in charge. Somebody shout takeover. There was a man called Elijah in 1 Kings chapter 17 from verse 1. From nowhere they said, now Elijah he suddenly entered and he took over. If you must enjoy rest, you need the spirit of takeover. Child of God, what is takeover? Takeover is uncommon unction to be center of attraction. Uncommon unction to become the center of attraction. When there's an element that comes upon you and you steal the show, you become the center of attraction. An uncommon unction to become the center of attraction. You are now the talk of the town. You are the news of the city. You are the evidence of the nation. You become a person that is in charge and occupies. What is takeover? Takeover is when you become a principality in your municipality till your territory bow to your personality. What I mean is that you become a principality in your municipality till your territory bow to your personality. If you speak of the computer, you talk of Bill Gates. If you think of Amazon, you talk of Jeff Bezos. In other words, in every department that they mention, you occupy it. That municipality is location. Principality is a force. Personality is your individuality. So when you become a principality in a municipality, till the territory bow to your personality. That when they call Lagos, they call your name. I'm in politics. No matter how spiritual you are, if you call Lagos, you call Tinubu. If you call Abuja, you call Asorok. There are certain people that have become bigger than their town. They have become bigger than their location. Their municipality has bowed to their personality. Am I talking to somebody right now? Oh, you're not following me. Am I talking to somebody right now? Am I talking to somebody right now? What is takeover? Takeover is moving from non-entity to some entity, mortality to immortality, divinity in your humanity, until you conquer identity as a celebrity. What is takeover? Is moving from non-entity to some entity, from mortality to immortality, divinity in humanity, until you conquer identity as a celebrity. That is takeover. What is takeover? Takeover is succeeding till you become a label, a logo, and a brand. Is succeeding till you become a label, an emblem, a logo, and a brand. You've succeeded. You are an emblem. You are a logo. You are a brand. What is takeover? Takeover, child of the living God, is living as a gold mine with a landmark. Living as a gold mine with a landmark. You see, I'm too fast. I'm too fast, right? Somebody say CD, say DVD, say buy one. Okay, what is takeover? Takeover. Can I go on? Can I go on? Takeover is sudden discharge of divine capacity to stay on top, afloat till you overflow. Sudden discharge of divine capacity to stay on top and afloat till you overflow. In business world, you conquer 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. While they are waiting to see you crash, you are expanding. It's called the spirit of takeover. You enter the world of fashion and you become a brand, an emblem, and a logo. Why people are waiting to see your news fade away? They see that you are expanding. For the path of the just is like a shining light, Proverbs 4:18, that shineth more and more unto a perfect day. When men say there is a cast down, thou shalt say there is a lifting up, for it shall save the humble person. Hebrews chapter 4 from verse 1 to verse 3. Let us therefore fear a promise being left us of entry into his rest. Any one of you should seem to come short of it. For the gospel was preached unto us as unto them. It did not profit them anything. They did not mix it with faith. For we which believe. Are you a believer? We have entered into his rest. As he have said, as sworn in my oath, child of God, I prophesy, as you hear the sound of my voice, you shall take over. Take your seat. Takeover was the spirit that came upon a man called Abraham. At 75 years, he was squatting. A 75-year-old man that was living in his father's house with his wife. From a non-entity to a some-entity. From a nobody to somebody. Abraham was almost called useless. Apart from him squatting, he was a hidden. When takeover came, God called him out and God blessed him beyond his dream. And his descendants have become Jews. If you understand wealth very well, the Jews are the richest people on the face of the earth. Until money passes through the hand of a Jew 7 times, it doesn't come to your hand. Money must pass through their hand 7 times before money enter your hand. They are just 15 million in number, but they occupy land mass. If you see an average Jewish man, you ask him, what do you want? He say, war. Enter a car in Israel, ask the driver, what are you looking for? He say, war. Because they know that they have little location, but they have wealth. They conquer the Golan in Syria, they conquer the West Bank of Palestine, they conquer some parts of Lebanon. These are people who are used to war, and you cannot kill them in their land. Before one Jewish person died, 1,000 Asians must die. Why? Because there's a covenant upon their grandfather, upon their forefather. Abraham was so important that with all Jesus went through, he was beaten, he was flogged, he was chastised. All that bitter experience was to connect you to Abraham. See how valuable he was because of the spirit of takeover. Jesus went through everything, and he says in Galatians 3 verse 13 and 14, Christ has redeemed you from the curse of the law, being made curse for us, for it is written, curse is everyone that hang on the tree. That the blessing of Abraham, that thing called Calvary, happened to connect you to Abraham. Hey, get to America, get to the prime places in a place called Manhattan, close to New York. It is owned by the Jews. Get to Cape Town, South Africa, go to Durban, see all the prime places in those areas. It is owned by the Jews. Am I talking to somebody here? One time I was flying a commercial flight. I was the only black person sitting on the first class. Everybody else was a Jew. Every other person. They have conquered wealth. What is working for them? A covenant that came on their forefathers called takeover. Abraham came and stole the show. Abraham's wealth was too much, he couldn't finish it. He transferred it to Isaac. Isaac transferred to Jacob. Jacob spread to his children. It is called transgenerational prosperity. It is called transgenerational transitional prosperity. The kind of prosperity that is too much for you to eat alone. Sir, when you see real money, you can't finish it. Am I talking to somebody? A man that is really rich doesn't know how much he has. If you still know your bank account alert, you are poor. When you see a man that's really blessed, is how much you have? He will ask you which of the account. Dollar, euros, pounds, which of the account? He's not aware. But when any small thing that happens, you see a lot, bam. Even when they send you a message from your bank, you are worried. You call your banker. What happened? 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 There is a level in God. It's called takeover. What does that mean? When you are suddenly carried from the backside, that when you enter this, you occupy space, you become a matter, you occupy space, and people ask, where was this person before? Where has this person been? When you understand the spirit of takeover, you enter, you begin to duplicate your own product. Am I talking to somebody here? You are not carrying somebody's product, you are duplicating your product, you are replicating. Takeover. Takeover as an artist is when people start singing your songs all over the world. You can't claim you're an artist if you have no song of your own. There's no song. It doesn't matter cut and nail and joy. Sing the song. Have something they identify your face with. Have something that they identify your face with. Not carrying people's materials, but you settle down and you produce your own materials. Am I talking to somebody here? Am I talking to somebody here? If all the time you are leading praise, I've got joy, 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 oh joy, you are a criminal. Is that your song? Look for your own product, and in the midst of your being in charge, release your own product. Am I talking to somebody here? Take charge. Your product. The spirit of takeover is the spirit that makes you a reference point. When the spirit of takeover comes upon you, that spirit is the spirit. Oh my God, am I talking to somebody here? Is the spirit that makes you an oracle with chronicles of episodes. It makes you an oracle, not an orator. An oracle is a solution provider. An oracle is an answer generator. It makes you an oracle with chronicles of episodes. In other words, an oracle with productivity, with experiences, with download of testimonies. Am I talking to somebody here? Somebody say take over. Say take over. When you take over, your enemies take cover. A level to enjoy rest. There's an anointing, an element that comes on you. It relocates you from where you were. How can you come from a community nobody knows you? If they can't know you in your state, they should know you in your local government. If they can't know your local government, they should know you in your community. They can't know your community, they should know you in your quarter. How come they mention your name? People are, from your state, they are cracking their head. They mention your community, people are cracking their head. They mention your quarter. They say, how many are there in their family? Is it tall? Is it short? Because you have not done anything solid. You are not standing as a voice. Am I speaking to somebody right now? But when the spirit of takeover comes, people are wondering, where has this one been? All of a sudden, he's manifesting talent, giftings, and ability. Where has this one been? As you hear me today, by the power of the Holy Ghost, as you hear the sound of my voice, there's an anointing coming. There's an element coming on your life. And after now, in marriage, take over. In business, take over. I say in your career, take over. In your talent, take over. Somebody shout fire, fire, fire. Somebody shout fire, fire, fire. Somebody shout fire, ya, 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 ya. Take your seat. By reason of that element, the Jewish nation, you dare not come up against the Jews. America will not support you. They will never support you. The reason the Jewish nation have not conquered the world is because of the United Nations agreement. You can't just invade the continent and take their country. You must hand it over to them. But if by war you expand there, you can take it. That was the mystery behind what America used on Libya. They wanted the oil in Libya, but there was no way they could get that oil in Libya without stirring up a controversy with Gaddafi. Gaddafi was not a bad leader. He was a good leader. Everyone from Libya can tell you Gaddafi was one of the best men. When you get married, he gives you $5,000 as wedding gift. When you give birth to a child, $10,000 as for your child. Everybody in Libya was enjoying, and it was almost becoming. Gaddafi grew to a point that he wanted a single currency for the whole Africa, but it has to be Libya currency. Gaddafi will go to a place in London. If you go to some place in London, his children are bought over streets. He was so wealthy, he took off his people. America didn't like that. So what they did to him, they stirred up a controversy. And he's not a man that is known to keep quiet. He responded to them. They spoke, he responded. So they looked for something against him, and they got one. They used his own people. Why they were killing, if you watch the video, why they were killing him, he told them, he said, they are not coming for me, they are coming for you. It's not me that's their problem. They want your oil. Don't join them to kill me. His own people killed him, brought him out, tore his clothes, carried his manhood and began to pierce it, and they wasted him. While he was dying, he said to them, they are not coming for me, they are coming for you. Till death, they still have American soldiers in Libya because they love the oil of Libya. Libya has never remained the same. Libya was vandalized. Because why? According to the UN law, you can never enter a country except war. You can't just walk to take over a place except through war. I wish I was talking to somebody here. He invaded that country. That country has never remained the same. One of my sons who worked with me was in Libya. He said Libya was an outstanding place. It was Libya is a definition of what Africa should be. That's why it's close to Italy, close to Europe. It was the link, the prototype of an intended African nation. But a man was wasted, killed, executed. Am I talking to somebody here? And everything about their foreign reserve was looted. Why? Because there was nothing over their head. Try it with the Jews. You kill one Jew, you are in trouble. Why? There is a covenant. There's a covenant. Which I was preaching here this morning. The spirit of takeover is when divinity enters transaction with humanity. When mortality enters negotiation with immortality. When the celestial kisses the terrestrial. I wish I was talking to somebody here. It's called the spirit of takeover. The more they are trying to see you crash, sir, in attempting to kill a seed, you are planting it. Throwing a seed on the ground with intention to kill it is planted. You are not dying. Stop saying you are going through trouble, so you are dying. No, you are not dying. You are going through your planting season. Never say you are suffering. Say you are growing. No believer go through. Believers grow through. Am I talking to somebody right now? Tens of millions, hundreds of millions have been spent against me. They've done everything. The more they do, the more I'm rising. And they are confused. That's our second night in Nugeli, 17 people dropped their walking aid. That's not the blind, that's not the crippled, that's not the deaf and dumb. So they are confused. Because if God's hand is on you, you can't be finished. Hey, when the enemy tried to finish you, God furnish you. Yeah. Hey. David had the spirit of takeover. From 1 Samuel chapter 6 to the end of 2 Samuel, it was David. Everything revolves around him. The spirit of takeover is when you become the center of attraction. Everything is either your product or your suggestion. It revolves around you. David, when takeover came upon him, do you know what he did? He tore a lion and a bear. Sir, if you know what a bear is, I don't. Lions are scary, but I fear a bear more. Bear, sir, if a bear slap you, your head will be disconnected from your body. A bear can slap you in Lagos and you see your head in Lokoja. That's the force of a bear. If a bear slaps you, I fear lion because it's aggressive in nature, but bear is tactical. He said, I ran after the bear, I opened his mouth, and I brought out the animal. King Saul said to him, you are a joker. You are a joker. You want to fight with Goliath? He's a man who has fought with animals. Don't fear human beings. He said, Goliath is too small. And guess what Saul said to him? Give me your CV. He said, okay, let me give you my CV so that you know who I am. Before you give me your CV, let me give you Goliath's own. Goliath has been a warrior from youth, number one. Goliath has not lost a battle, number two. Goliath's spear is bigger than you in height and in size, number three. David said, hold on, king, let me give you CV. You want CV? I'll give you CV. There was a time I kept my father's flocks. A lion came. I tore the lion with my hand. He said, king, has Goliath killed the lion before? He said, no. David said, 1-0. There was a time I kept my father's flocks. A bear came. I tore the bear. Has Goliath killed bear before? He said, no. 2-0. The God that delivered me from the lion and the bear. Hey. Somebody shout, take over. David's life was full of battle. He conquered all. David fought animals, fought Saul, fought his brothers, fought Philistines, fought 66 war and won all. He held onto the sword one day and fought till the sword entered into his skin. Even when he opened his palm, the sword did not fall off. The sword knew David and David knew the sword. The sword knew the hand of the holder and the holder knew the hand of the sword. David fought till he held the sword, like the Bible said, the sword stuck into his hand. Am I talking to somebody here? That was the spirit of takeover. When you win all your battles, you win all your fights without moving a muscle, without lifting a finger. Am I talking to somebody now? To enjoy takeover, you need two things. Then I'll proceed to the next, and then we'll tear down some things here. To enjoy takeover, you need capacity. Greatness is when capacity meets opportunity. Many of us, opportunity has come several times and we have no capacity. No capacity. No capacity. You want to marry, do you have capacity? Do you have capacity? Everything you pick offense. Everything you pick offense. You are easily moved. Say, Papa, you don't understand. Not that I'm moved. I am emotional. Not that I'm moved. Not that I'm worried. I'm just emotional. Please stay alone. If you are emotional, don't add anybody to your being emotional. Are you following what I'm talking about? To marry and stay married, you need capacity. Your husband will step on you. You will step on him consciously or unconsciously. To remain there, you need capacity. Marriage is not for girls. Marriage is for women. Marriage is not for boys. That's why the Bible did say, for this purpose a boy shall leave his father. Say a man. You need maturity. Little thing you're angry. Don't pray for a partner. Be confused alone. Don't add anybody to your impatience and your confusion. Until you get to a point where you can be offended, it means nothing to you. You cannot do ministry without capacity. Doing ministry, people will offend you. Your fellow pastors will offend you. Your mentor will offend you. Your tormentor will offend you. Everybody will get you. And your ability to smile and ignore it is what makes you a minister. Am I talking to somebody here? Somebody asked me, said, Daddy, who is a son? I said, John 8:35 defines a son. A servant does not abide forever, but a son abides forever. A son has no alternative. A son has no choice. John 8:35. A son has no choice. He dies there in the house of his father. Treat him well, treat him wrongly. He dies there because he has entered a covenant. Am I talking to somebody here? And the servant abided not in the house forever, but the son. Capacity. Capacity to be in that your career. Do you know many people have done election and failed? And they did again. The current president of this country, he lost 3 times. 3 times. That was God talking to us. We didn't hear. We continue. Was it this building here or the other building when I told you what will happen? I told you for 6 months there will be no ministers. Some people in the Senate cursed me, abused me, gave me name. What kind of stupid man? They should go and vet his degree. What kind of school did he go? How can you run a government without ministers? It's a lie. It's not possible. 6 months. Were there ministers? I say in 1 year, Nigerians will carry stone and stone this man. What I saw was hunger. What I saw was blood. Security issues were on me. What you say you see blood? Come to Abuja and explain the blood you saw. Since you are the one seeing blood. It is risky to see blood. Nothing was not said against me. Today, the rest is history. But my point is, it contains over and over. Capacity to be great, you need temerity. You need brutality, tenacity, and ruggedity. To be great, sir. Satan hit you, hit him. Satan hit you with failure. Gather yourself, hit him with success. You don't give up easily. Don't give up easily. Somebody break your heart. I'm giving up on men. Men are scum. See your scum mouth. Men are, no, sir. You met a wrong person. Believe in marriage. You met a wrong person. I like people that don't give up. I like people that don't give up. A notable Nigerian musician spoke to me some week ago. He said, I just want to make you my mentor and my father-in-law. I said, wow, good to hear from very popular human being. And he said to me, we started talking. I said, when did you get a hit? He said, after I sang over 30 songs that nobody liked. He said there was one, he went to the studio there in America and he released the song, and the person just said to him, he waited for him to finish it all. When he just finished, he said, you know, there are some songs that are personal and not for public consumption. Of course, you know what that means, right? In other words, just don't disgrace yourself. Keep this thing somewhere. Am I talking to somebody here? He said, but today, any song, he said in 1 week, 2 weeks, 20 million views, 35 million views. Why? Because of capacity. You are giving up so easily. I'm tired. I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself. I'm tired. I want to kill myself. I feel like dying. I want to die. Life is not fair. Life is not fair to anybody. Life is not fair to everybody. Life does not give you what you deserve. It gives you what you demand. Place a demand. Take what you want from life. Take what you want. I like courageous people. Men of courage. I like men of courage. Am I talking to somebody here? Somebody shout capacity. Many times opportunity come and passes us because no capacity. You don't want to walk. You're sitting down there believing God for helper. There is something that made me come into your presence. My helper. My helper. Oh Lord, bring my helper. Bring my helper. Your helper comes and your helper needs to see your capacity. It's not there. So you look for somebody. Let me ask you a question. If there are 5 people and I want to dash out a car, 1 knows how to drive, the other 4 don't know how to drive. I want to give a car randomly. Who am I intuited to give it to? They know how to what? Capacity. Opportunity come. Do you have capacity? They're blaming God. You have a restaurant, nobody is coming. As soon as they enter the restaurant, see fly, see ants. Who will eat there? A sister. He said, nobody's coming to my restaurant. I pray. I will pray the next day should carry oil. That's what's the matter. They're not still they call. I will lay hands on the oil. I will pray. Others will line up in queue. They are testifying. After service, you come. The food where we cook is poor. Nobody came on. Alliance. It got to a point I started avoiding her. I was avoiding her. For where? She will come with a mazi. Papa, you there? Motto. Bless the oil. As we say, I want pour for the place. In the year, I got angry. I said, let me visit this restaurant. Sir, when I was entering, as I came down from the car, as I opened my door, Uzziah. See smell, Uzziah. Flies. I enter my car back. Daddy, we don't keep rice and chicken. I said, take away. Package, take away. When she came, I sat her down. You don't have capacity. There are brothers with a man, a young guy said to me, pray for me. I said, what? He said, I have the spirit of rejection. I said, that devil is a liar. Wait, what kind of rejection? He said, every sister I approach in Omega reject me. I said, what's wrong with them? Later, I look at him from head to toe. I understood why. What is your problem? Why putting trousers on your stomach? What is your problem? Carry trouser, put on stomach. Look at the tie, very tiny like a serpent. I said, what kind of tie is this on your neck? Those kind of tie you have, you cannot pass a bush path. Because if you are passing a bush path, all the other serpents will be following you. You say, what happens? Say, see my brother for your neck. See my brother, see my... And I looked at him and I said, come close, sit down. Papa is serious. As he opened his mouth, wow. I said, bro, sit down. By the way, who are the sisters you approached? Let me know why. The next I heard he mentioned a banker, he mentioned a lawyer, he mentioned a lecturer. I said, you well? You don't know your mate? You well? If they follow you from village, you not gonna know the message where you know they go. You went for a lawyer, you want to end up in prison like this? Look at his shoe. As he entered my office, when he left, I knew there was a visitation. By the impartation and donation of sand. Those kind of shoes that carries many sand. If you give him 1 week, he give you 1 trip of sand. Am I talking for somebody here? Those kind of belts that look like a suicide rope. like you want to kill yourself. It's like you must wear belt or you die. You want to kill yourself. Those kind of shoe, I call them selecto peleto. You know, that's the shoe that Moses wore, and God said, pull your shoe. Pull your shoe. I said, bro, I will give you money. Now, if I give you money, what do you want to buy? Home theater. Say, shut up. Which home theater? Buy McLean. Iron, pressing iron. I gave him 150,000. I said, go and change. The next thing he came, I saw him with Dr. Dre. You know Dr. Dre? Headset. I said, your problem is plenty. You want to marry, you are wearing Dr. Dre. Are you alright? Change your outlook. Capacity. You are looking for help. People want to help you, but what do you have to bring to the table? As a young girl, all you bring to the table is your body. There are many wasted bodies everywhere. So nobody's interested in your body. Let there be something you are contributing mentally. I told you, even if you are connected to a billionaire or a millionaire, there is a wisdom on how to follow rich people. Don't go to their office empty. Even if it's handkerchief, even if it's bottled water, you are going for a contract of billions, but come with a gift of thousands. Even if it's bread, say, I know you are busy, but just keep this for the children. Let there be something coming from you. Stop being parasitic. Don't be a parasite. Even if it's a shirt, say, I know madam will like this. I just bought some onions as I was coming down. Bam, I just bought this. Bring something. Bring something. Let him or her look forward that something comes from you. Get back and say, who brought those writing notes? He says, somebody brought this pen, bought a pen for me. It doesn't matter how small. That's the kind of relationship that stays. Not just enter the office. They gave him money last week. This week you are there. I come again. I come again. Uncle, I come again. Brother, give me big money. And what's your capacity? What do you contribute? What do you bring to the? As a woman, what's your capacity? Sir, it's not all women men insult. Hey, I told you about a story of one of my sons whose wife bought him plots of land as birthday gift. Plots of land. Say, follow me. Must be able to go. Say, enter the car. Enter. Drove. See plot. Brought documents. Say, happy birthday. How do you slap that kind of woman? To slap her is to slap 10 plots of land. You are slapping plots of land. How? Where? From where? From where? Your own. Your husband gave you money for business. Where? Give you another one. Gave you another one. You are a consuming fire. Any investment they gave to you is a consume investment. Your husband gave you money, bam. The next thing, bone straight. Even when your bone is not straight. The next one is human hair. The next one is this one. And everything is wasted. You have become, let me. Sir, it is capacity. Hold on. Why did God come? Do you know what Saul did? When he told David, he said, you go and fight Goliath. He committed the destiny of a whole nation to the hand of a boy. It was not a battle of David and Goliath. It was a battle of Israel and Philistine. God saw capacity. He said, when he came, the lion came, I took the goats out of his hand. God said, okay, if I give him my people, he will not let the enemies take them. He will fight back. That's capacity. Okay, if I give him my people. When Joseph was to be lifted, the king said, can we find such a man as this? After he has interpreted the dream of the king, can we find such a man as this, in whom the spirit of the gods is? Where can we find a man so discreet? Sit down. When Joseph wanted to explain the dream to Pharaoh, he did it privately. Made sure the magicians were out. Spoke to him one-on-one. He knew the dream was too embarrassing to be made the public issue. When he spoke to him, guess what Pharaoh said? Can we find such a one like this, as wise and discreet? One that knows that it's not everything that is for public consumption. He said, this is the kind of person I'm looking for leadership. He said, no, can I explain to you the king? Can everybody give us space? He explained to him. He said, no, this one, even if he enters my household, I'm safe. He said, Joseph, anything about Egypt, I put in your hand. I carry my daughter, marry her. Carry my signet ring, take it. Only on the throne will I be greater than you. What was he speaking under? The premise on which he was talking was capacity, ability to lead. And sir, it wasn't a function of age. There are 50-year-old boys. I get so irritated when I see men in their 50s taking picture and posing with their wristwatch. It just irritates me. A man of 47, 48, 52, he takes a picture and he's showing his shoe. It's like I should stretch my hand from the phone. A character for teenagers. A character for teenagers. Am I talking to somebody here? Capacity. Opportunities will always come. When you lack capacity, you'll be bankrupt of greatness. Opportunities will always come. Genesis 41:39. That's it. He said, for as much as God has showed this, all this, there is none as discreet and wise. Give me all the translations you can. Am I talking to somebody here? Bring another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. There is one as discerning and clear-headed and wise as you are. Just bring all you can. And clear-headed. There's no one greater with wisdom, insight than anyone else. It was not his gift or his talent only. It's his capacity. Am I communicating here? What is that thing in your life that when a man marries you, he will miss it? Your calmness. Your cooking skills. Cook, you can't cook. What's your best food? Indomie, because you are lazy. How can Indomie be your best food? Lazy people say that. If you are engaged to a lady, tell her to prepare pap. You know pap. From pap, you know she can cook. You know pap is very sensitive. If you can't cook, never pray for a future partner. Not everybody likes fasting. You can't cook. You don't know color combination. You and your wife, you and your husband are dressing like native doctors because you don't have no idea of color. Those are things you start developing. You start learning. Am I talking to somebody here? You begin to learn them. Enter the house and let the man see that you have a lot of things to keep him. Know what he likes. Engage in it. Am I talking to somebody here? He likes fashion. Understand it. He likes football. Understand it. Understand his team and his club before you start thinking that Chelsea is dry gin. Understand what he likes. Engage him in it. My wife can engage me in politics. I'm the one who will be tired. I say, it's okay, I want to pray. She knows what she engage me in that. In business, she will engage me in discussions. She has got to a point. Talking of giving, many of you can testify. She almost now gives more than me. Know what they like and swim in it. Don't become an obstacle. He was a giver before he met you. When he met you, he became stingy. People that have no capacity, I always pray for men with capacity. You see a stingy girl, very scrungy, believing God for a giver. No, you marry your type. In mathematics, the figure inside an orbit cannot cancel the figure outside the orbit. Am I talking to somebody here? You marry your type. Even if you are born like that, in maths, that's what they call constant and variables. To arrive at an answer, it is variables that take you to the answer, not the constant. It's variables that protects you to the answer, not the constant. Even if you are born like that, can't you change? Your mother was stingy, your father was stingy, all your siblings stingy. Must you inherit that from them? Somebody shout capacity. Learn a trade. Learn something. There are no jobs in Nigeria, but there is work. Create something. Create something. Am I talking to someone here? If you go on social media, most things being displayed by people that they are selling, they don't have it. It's when you place an order that they place an order. Be waiting now. Because I have it, you have it, I have it, you have it, I have it, you have it, I have it. All they have is link. What is this type of hair? You have it, say, yeah, I have it in my house now. What about that? It's in my house now. In fact, somebody bought the last one yesterday. I just got new consignment. They don't have anything. As you place an order, as you are going offline, they place order. Do the delivery, do everything. You don't understand this thing. Oh God. Amen. Capacity. Second thing that determines takeover is divine presence. I'll give that and I'll pray. Divine presence to take over and enjoy rest. You need the backing of the Holy Ghost. In Psalm 16 verse 11, he said, thou will show me the path of life, for in thy presence there is fullness of joy, at thy right hand are pleasures evermore. In Psalm 51:11, the Bible says, cast me not away from thy presence, take not the Holy Ghost. In Acts 3:19, the time of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. In Psalm 68:1-2, let God arise, let his enemies be scattered, let them that hate him flee before him, as wax melt before the fire. So let the enemies melt before the presence of the Lord. You need the backing. Write this down. Whatever cannot stand God's presence cannot withstand God's people. Whatever cannot stand God's presence cannot withstand God's people. God's presence is for God's people. Israel never moved in it, in the wilderness, without the pillar of fire, the pillar of cloud. If divine presence hits you, it takes you from a non-entity to a celebrity, from a nobody to somebody, from an obstacle to a miracle. Am I talking to someone? From the back side to the front side. It is divine presence. Divine presence is the habitat of great men. Divine presence is the premise of the elevated. If you must become a high flyer in this kingdom where we live in, you must understand the backing. Somebody say, I need your presence. Talk to me. Say, I need your presence, Lord. Say, I need your presence, Lord.
Thank you for watching Udeme Fruitful channel.